It's kind of crazy how no one is talking about what just happened with Coinbase and the SEC. Not only is it huge news for crypto, but it's going to be incredibly important for you, especially when you're taking profits and trying to move your crypto around.
Wow.
More on that in a second. So, quietly over the weekend, it was found out that a judge ruling on the SEC versus Coinbase case, which is where, let's back up a second. SEC says, Coinbase, you're selling unregistered securities. Coinbase said, we've been asking you for the past forever what it's going to take for us to be legal to sell crypto, and you've just kind of not given us an answer. So we've just been doing it. Screw you guys. And the SEC said, no, screw you guys. We're going to sue you for selling unregistered securities. And Coinbase said, no, we're going to sue you back. So it's a big legal thing with Coinbase, and overall, the tide has been in Coinbase's favor, but you can never really count on the government playing fair. So a lot of people in crypto have been concerned that the SEC has some kind of ace up their sleeve. Well, just this past weekend, the judge in the case basically made a ruling on a part of the case saying that Coinbase did not sell securities on the secondary market. So if you were trading crypto, or basically Coinbase was trading crypto for you because they're a custodian, they're an exchange. If you're trading crypto, that's not trading unregistered securities. The court ruled that in the favor of Coinbase and handed the SEC a huge, huge setback. Okay, this is really big for crypto because the SEC has been stacking up L after L after L after L over the past year when it comes to all sorts of litigation, not just when it comes to what's happening with Coinbase. So you can see this right here. Coinbase wins legal battle over secondary crypto sales. This broke over the weekend, and not a lot of people were talking about it because they really didn't understand the ramifications. But the ramifications are going to be far and wide because when it comes to the legal system, they love a thing called precedent. What is precedent? Basically, it's a judge already made a ruling, so we get to use their work in our case. And the judges in the courts don't really like going back on each other's work. In fact, they hate it. So when a judge makes a ruling like this, it really puts up a pretty thick and tall wall that the SEC has to climb in order to make their case that Coinbase is actually selling unregistered securities. Well, like I said, the SEC has been racking up loss after loss after loss this year when it comes to pretty much everything crypto related. So this is really, really good for crypto. It's bullish for crypto. It's bullish for the Ethereum ETF because the SEC continues to make a stand and lose in court. So if other regulators are seeing the SEC not able to back their own position and the positions they do take get pushed over in court, they're just going to be like, you know what, I don't really think you know what you're talking about, so we're going to just go ahead and move forward with this ETF. Which, if the BlackRock track record is any indication as to how things are going to go with an ETF, BlackRock has filed for an Ethereum ETF. Even though the odds now are low, thinking especially in the light of this ruling, it's going to go well for Coinbase and for the other Ethereum ETF creators. Yeah, so you'll see here, this guy says people really think that now that Coinbase beat the SEC, that BlackRock is not going to get their Ethereum ETF. Yeah, so this is another thing. Wow. Another closed door meeting from the SEC on April 11th about the Ripple proceedings. The SEC is running scared, okay? They're losing against Ripple. They're losing against Coinbase. They're probably going to lose against Kraken, although Kraken may be going up against the IRS. Either way, it's not going well. I think the only real win for the anti-crypto regulators has been KuCoin this year, and that was really through the DOJ and Letitia James, I think, in New York City. Letitia James is essentially a communist. Let's just get that out of the way. So this is bullish for crypto. This is bullish for Ethereum. This is bullish for DeFi. This is mostly important for a very specific thing, is when you take profits, what are you going to do with that? Well, Coinbase is one of the biggest fiat on and off ramps in the United States. I think it's 8th biggest in the world. Okay. So Coinbase having a clear lane so you can take your SNEC profits or take your render profits and move that into fiat and then move it into your bank account. That's very, very critically important for you, because if you're making all these gains and it's just stuck in crypto world and you can't realize some of it in the real world, that's not super cool. That's actually my nightmare. So this is good. This is good sleep fuel. Okay. And this is not nightmare fuel. This is good sleep fuel. And you should feel good about this. You can tell your friends about this. Be like, hey, is a crypto scam? Well, no, actually the people who say things are scams are they themselves a scam, the SEC, and they're continually losing in court. Here, look at this, okay? It's a great way to onboard skeptics into crypto. Just want to give you that quick update, because this is an important thing. It's a talking point that it's important that you understand. As I was in the middle of editing this video, something huge dropped that adds a new dimension to this ongoing fight between crypto and the SEC. Well, what happened? The SEC sent a Wells notice to Uniswap. What does that mean? Well, Wells notice is an indication that the SEC may or may not sue you for selling unregistered securities. This just dropped the other day. They received the Wells notice, and Uniswap CEO Hayden Adams took on X on Wednesday to say the exchange is ready to fight after receiving the notice from the SEC. Well, does this change much? Not really, because the announcement, while the crypto market shook a little bit and the price of Uniswap, I think, went down 20% or so, crypto is just kind of like, okay, fine. This is the Coinbase, or this is the SEC just continuing to mess around with crypto. And it was met with a lot of befuddlement from some high-level executives at different crypto firms. Number one of which is Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer at Coinbase. He had this to say. So Paul Grewal said, basically, this whole thing is a farce because of what I've just been talking about, how a court ruled against the SEC, saying that sometimes you have to laugh or else you'll cry. How can you square the SEC's claim that Uniswap acts as a broker with the court's ruling against the SEC just a handful of days ago in this Coinbase ruling, which is what this whole video is about? So I think the greater picture here, the takeaway is the SEC is grasping at straws. There's a larger indicator for how much they fear crypto. Okay, they can't control it, so they're trying to attack it. But I think overall, crypto is going to be stronger for this. The market's slumped us off. Uniswap will definitely recover. Coinbase is continuing to take it to the SEC time and time again, as are Ripple, as are many other players in the space. So this is going to be a developing situation. I'll give you updates as things pop off, but I just want to make sure you're in the loop so you know what's happening with crypto. Comment below on what else you want to see in these types of videos, some other projects that you want me to cover, or some other deep dive conspiracy theory things that you want Drew and I to cover here on Blockchain Basement. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like on the way out, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you later.